I'm just adding this into the bile unit. Whatever's in this pond to that pond. Put you up there a sec. I've used the squidgies, I've used the scrapers. If I was to say it, it's the product of the year. I've just recently had my delivery from Mountain Tree. So this is my son's pond. That is the 3D filter pad. It's a koi show that I've always ever wanted to go to. So I'm hopefully planning to go this year, me and Mrs. Whisperer. All the benefits that's in this, adding extra minerals to the water, give it a bit of a clean up, get to have a good look at the koi as well while we're doing this. I think if that does take off and start growing all the way along, first ever real bonsai tree. As a lot of you know, I'm sponsored by Mountain Tree, and she wrote at the bottom of it, the absolute hammer. Reason why I'm talking about this koi show is another reason because, and as far as I'm aware, it's $22.99. If it's any different, when you get to the koi show and you see this. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. James the Koi Whisperer. So today, to start with, coming up on this video, I just want to give you a little bit of information about a koi show that's coming up, and also it will relate to another bit of information about to be spilled in this video. So as a lot of you know, this year was my first year ever visiting the BKKS koi show, and what an absolute amazing time I had there. But there's plenty of other koi shows that go on during the year, and especially in the UK. I mean, I think it's fantastic. It gives all of us as hobbyists a good time and opportunity to get out there and just to see some absolute quality fish, along meet other dealers and see some of the other fish or koi that's available on the day. So the next koi show that's coming up that I'm hopefully going to be attending myself is the All England Koi Show. I'll put a little picture up here. Can you see that picture? I haven't got one, but that's the picture. That's all the information. And as far as I'm aware, it's going to be an absolute amazing day. It's a koi show that I've always ever wanted to go to. So I'm hopefully planning to go this year, me and Mrs. Whisperer. But there's one extra thing what I wanted to add. The reason why I'm talking about this koi show is another reason, because as a lot of you know, I'm sponsored by Mountain Tree, and I think their products is absolutely fantastic. The only downside about the product is trying to actually get hold of it. And I've been speaking to the guys at Selective Koi Sales, and they've actually got a stand on the day of the koi show, on the dates on the 21st and the 22nd. And apparently, as far as I'm aware, all of the products that I promote on my channel, they're all going to be available on the day up there from Selective Koi Sales. And there's a few items that you can get from other people online if you can't make the koi show. I want to add a few other things as well, because the 3D filter pad that I've been using in my son's shower filter is also available in the UK by this coming Friday. So that will be available as well. So as you can see behind me, I've just recently had my delivery from Mountain Tree, and I just wanted to share it with you that all of this stuff that you can buy or purchase at the koi show as well, and it will all be available, because over the past sort of 6 months I have been promoting certain products from Mountain Tree, and I think they're fantastic. Got the air stone there, which is absolutely amazing. I'm currently using it in my bio system, and I can't fault it. I think it's a brilliant bit of equipment. The Lotus Root Bacteria House, this is the small, which I've currently got in my son's filter, and that's brilliant as well. But the 3D filter pad, I know that a lot of people were very, very interested in a video that I recently just made, and I know it's been very difficult to get hold of. But as I just said a minute ago, the product is landed in the UK. Well, as far as I'm aware, it's already in the UK now. You can purchase that from any sort of koi dealer, as long as they've got a wholesale account with Selective Koi Sales. If you don't want to get hold of it online or anything else like that, if you get to the koi show, I can't guarantee it, but I was told that one of these boxes are retailing for $22.99, and I don't know on the day at the koi show if you might be able to get it a little bit cheaper as well. And the main reason why I want to promote this stuff is because the 3D filter pad is absolutely amazing. This filter floss, down to a fact, is washable, reusable and durable. And I'm just going to show you it now. So this is my son's pond, and I did show a couple of videos that the filter system that we've got here is a DIY backy shower, and it has been working absolutely fantastic. But the filter floss in the top, that is the 3D filter pad, and as you can see, it is absolutely outstanding. It catches all of those little bits of fines that you see in a pond, and it just takes them away, so all of your koi are a lot more visible. If I was to turn the pump off itself, you would see them a lot better as well. And I mean, to be fair, this little pond, there's more stock in here than probably should be. There's more pieces in here that should be in here, but the water quality is keeping bang on. Partly that's down to the mechanical and biological stage in here. So in this filter system, I don't want to strip it down today, but in the filter system, we're currently using 2 boxes of the Backy House Lotus Root small 2nd edition media, which is fantastic. The surface area on it's amazing. We've also got it topped off with some of the green spiral filter mat, but this here is the key point, which is taking out all of the mechanical stage. And I really am a strong believer that this is brilliant. I really do like it, and I am planning to use some of that in the top of this backy shower as well, just to see how many fines are bypassing this drum filter that I've got into the top of there, to see if it makes any difference to this pond. But I've got to be honest, this pond right here as well, I'm well made up with the results that I've had from the water quality itself, whether that down to the media that I'm using in there, which is packed out with the Lotus Root bacteria house and the spiral filter mat, whether that be down to some of the beneficial bacteria that I'm adding to it and it's sticking to the media a lot better, or whether it's down to, I don't really know what else it can be down to, but the fish themselves are doing fantastic. They're also doing fantastic over here. I have just turned the air pump off just because we can have a little bit of a better look at the koi themselves, and they really have had a fantastic end of the season, because a lot of you know at the beginning of the season I did struggle a little bit. I did have a few dealings with a few parasites. There's a few little jobs I've got to do today, one of them being the window cleaning. I don't know if anyone else is like me and got a pond window, and I've searched so many different ways of trying to find the best way of cleaning a window, and I like keeping it as clean as I possibly can. And now the sun's sort of dipping off a little bit, and I am pretty mad. I'm out here filming and the weather's not the best today, but I'm out here doing me bit. Cleaning the window, for me, the idea of having a window is to, you know, if you can look through it and see your koi and it's spotless, you get a lot more enjoyment from it. But what you find when the sun's out, it really does algae up. This one gets a lot worse than anything else, and it's just one of those little maintenance jobs that you've got to do. Ideally do it when it's not raining, but you can see all the algae build up on here, and I just want to give it a little bit of a clean up today, a little bit of a run through of maintenance of other little jobs that I check as and when I can. It's just one of those days. This one here needs a bit of a clean as well, even though you can see me Reebok still through the window. Just one of them things that need to be done, really. Sometimes I give the end of the backy shower a little bit of a clean off as well. Not that that's major and important, I just like keeping it a little bit cleaner. One thing I wanted to add and show you, I don't know if you can make it out, but can you see the actual real moss growing that I've got coming up here? It really is coming on leaps and bounds, and I've put nothing in that whatsoever apart from it's just growing. And round the back of this shower, it's gone mental. I've got plants or weeds or something growing in the back of it, and I didn't put anything into it. I mean, that's nowhere near enough to do anything, but I really like the look of it. It's starting to look really effective, and I think if that does take off and start growing all the way along, I could get rid of these plastic plants and have real plants in there, and it might actually work. And talking of real plants, when I was at the show, the event that I hosted at Southwest Koi the other day, I've got very kindly donated my first ever real bonsai tree, and I'm well made up with this. It looks wicked. I'm not sure on how to keep it as best as what it can do. I was told by the person that gave it to me just to leave it outside next to the pond, and every now and then just use a bit of pond water, flick a little bit of pond water on it. It will look after itself. But yeah, buzzing about that. So one extra thing I want to add as well, by Esme, when I was at the koi show the other day, she very kindly done me this banging koi drawing, and I'm going to put it up in my filter house because I think it's amazing. It really is special, and it means a lot for me, for the younger generation of koi keepers to get into the hobby to start with. And when I see that they watch my videos and they're interested of building a pond with their family and their parents or their brothers and sisters, and I just think it's really cool. And yeah, she wrote to James, Mrs. Whisperer and Jacob, to the Koi Whisperers, Lemon Arioki, and she wrote at the bottom of it, the absolute hammer. That sort of response is why I do this channel to start with. But that being said, I'm going to put this in my filter house because I'm going to get my wife to laminate it for me because I want to keep this forever. I want to say a massive, massive thank you for this, and it deserves a banging home in my filter house. So for now, I've got it popped up there. Until Mrs. Whisperer gets me a frame or get it laminated, then I'm going to put it up somewhere on display, probably up here or probably up here somewhere. Massive, massive thank you once again. But that leads me on now to window cleaning, because that's what I got to do today. So over the years, I've used the squidgies, I've used the scrapers, I've used a normal brush, but the best tool that I didn't find it, I actually got sent to me, is this guy right here. And I believe you can get it off of Amazon, and it's just a tile scraper, I believe. I find it's so easy and quick to do. There is only one thing that I do need to do, because I caught Mrs. Whisperer the other day, so I used this on my main pond, and trying to keep parasite problems down or cross-contamination down, I use this one for my main pond. And I said to Mrs. Whisperer, what you need to do is order yourself up another pad so then we can keep it separately, because by transporting net or pond to pond without cleaning this every single time, which as you can see it doesn't get cleaned every time, and it should do, like dipped or sterilised. Not that I've caused a problem yet, but it could cause a problem. I come out in the garden the other day, Mrs. Whisperer, granted that she was doing it, she was cleaning her pond with this. And certain parasites can live outside of water. If I had a parasite in this pond, which isn't a problem to my fish at the moment, there's nothing happening, but she uses this sponge or a net or anything and goes over to that pond with it, there's a chance that I could transport whatever's in this pond to that pond. So I need to buy Mrs. Whisperer another one of these, but they are brilliant. And I don't know how well that's picking up on camera, but that window's pretty dirty. I don't know if you can see that through the camera or not. I don't think you can, not unless there's something against it. But this will take me less than 10 seconds to give this window a bit of a clean. And all you do with it, there you can see it a little bit better now. All you do is just give it a bit of a scrub, no getting cold hands, and it comes up spotless. So I'm going to get these windows done. You can see how much extra I've just picked up just by giving it a bit of a scrub. Just give it a quick little scrub and it's done. But for that pond over there, I'll use something different. And as sponsors of the channel, the good old Mountain Tree cloths, I think these are brilliant. So after I've given the window a bit of a scrub, I just literally give a bit of a wipe down with this Mountain Tree microfiber cloth. And it is merchandise, it's not a promotional product. I've got a couple I can give away as well. I'll give away a couple on this video as well. But I find just giving them a little bit of a wipe with these microfiber cloths. Move out this guy out the way. Put you up there a sec. Give it a bit of a clean up. Get to have a good look at the koi as well while we're doing this. And that's the outside all clean as well. I better get into this corner else Mrs. Whisperer will say that I'm doing half a job. and that's as quick and easy as it needs to be. Job's a good one. Thank your mother for the microfiber cloth. So one extra couple of jobs I'm doing as well at the moment, and I really am liking this a hell of a lot. As you can see, I have used quite a lot in the past couple of weeks, but the beneficial bacteria that I'm adding into the bio tank in this pond really is coming on leaps and bounds. Just keep adding a regular top up down to a point. So this is the filter kickstart. I'm just adding this into the bio unit over the top of the lotus root media. I'm doing this every other day really, every 3 days or so, to be dead honest with you. And well, it's maturing up lovely. I mean, it's getting to the stage now where I know that I can... Nearly lost the lid then, did you see that on film? But it's getting to the stage now really that I know that I could add as much food as I want to this pond now. I know that the filters will be able to handle it. I know that the filters will be able to handle the impact load of food going into the pond. And you can see yourself, I know the net is on the pond at the moment, but the fish are doing fantastic. They all think there's food going in there because it's peeing down with rain. And yeah, they think they're being fed, but they're not. But the lactobacteria that I'm adding as well at the moment, I'm super impressed with this product. You do have to add a little bit of warm water to it. What I've been finding what's working for me is that if I add the warm water to it at the start of any pond jobs that I'm doing, especially a bit of a more of a routine now, I leave it for around 20 minutes, and when all my other jobs are done, all I'm doing is just pouring that into the center of the pond. And well, look at the fish, they come straight over and they think that it's food because of all the benefits that's in this. Adding extra minerals to the water, enzymes, probiotics, just all goodness for the fish. And it's really making a difference on the skin of the fish as well, I found. It's absolutely packed with goodness. And I have spoke to the guys at UK Koi Supplies. Apparently that you can add it or soak it in some koi food, but I'm not really sure on everything yet on that. I haven't done that myself. I'm going to find out the information on that, of how to actually do it, because I want to give it a try as well really, because me for one, because I'm a carp angler, I always like crushing up pellets and making them into like a paste and then feeding the fish individually, especially mine, because we're having a competition on this pond, me and Mrs. Whisperer, so I'm hand feeding my fish. Yeah, also speaking to the guys at UK Koi Supplies, if anyone was interested, they was running an offer on those two products that I was just talking about, the lactobacteria and the kickstart filter. They said they were going to extend that offer for an extra week, so if you want to check out the link down in the comment section, feel free to check that link out, and you can get yourself a 5% discount code by using the code which is right up here. So if you use that code and use that link, you can get 5% off anything on their website. So check it out if you want to. That being said, I wanted just to add real quickly about the koi show. If you are interested of any of the Mountain Tree products, and I know it's like sometimes it comes across of a bit of a sales video, but it's not from my defense. It's more that I get asked of where can you get it from, and yeah, it will be available at the koi show itself. It will be available from Selective Koi Sales, and it's landing in the UK, and as far as I'm aware, it's $22.99. If it's any different, when you get to the koi show and you see this, I personally spoke to the manager at Selective Koi Sales, and he told me it was going to be $22.99. So I think that's a bargain compared to when I used to use filter floss myself. I used to buy a 5 metre reel of filter floss and it used to cost me $29.99, and I used to go through that in a month. And this here lasts for a lot longer than a month. It's washable, it's durable, and to be fair, it's reusable. But I'm not going to lie to you, I am getting a bit wet here in the garden trying to make this video. You can see on my glasses, I can't even see out of them, you know what I mean? I'm getting soaked. But this pond's sorted and been cleaned, the window's all done. This one's been cleaned and all sorted and all done. I've added my filter start, I've added my lactobacteria. I wanted to get the information about the koi show. I'm hoping to be there myself. So if you are going and I can make it, come over and say hello. And if you're interested in any of the Mountain Tree products while you're there, it's probably the best chance to pick them up because you know they're going to be there. That being said, that's enough yibbity yabbada, that's enough jibbity jabbada, and if I don't see you in a week, I'll see you for a window. Thank your mother for the koi show. Bosh. And Mountain Tree. Bosh. And UK Koi Supplies. Bosh. Koi Whisperer over and out. Bosh.